Hello. Today we're going to be talking about a mask that I made, mostly. I mean, I made it as much as anyone else makes masks these days. Oh shit. It's been a while since people really, made masks. So really most of what collectors do or hobbyists do these days is just put together parts from different kits. Although there are some components that I can definitely say that I fabricated myself outside of their original purpose. So, I have to find the mask first of all. I hung it up in a tree. It's like a joke. Now I fucking lost it. Hope I can find it. If you're wondering, yeah, this is the same woods that me and Duke filmed a couple other reviews in. We're kind of far away from the sheds right now. Nice woods. Pretty good. I'm sure some of you are going to comment that you have better woods, but I don't give a shit, because these woods are exactly where I need them to be. And your woods, by nature of not being here, are not where I need them to be. So, therefore, objectively speaking, these are the best woods in the entire fucking world for me. Well, I wish they were a little bit less hilly today. My knee's still kind of fucked. Shit happens, you know? Pretty sure it ain't out that way. Oh. Well, there we go. Yes, that would be it. The Sugarloaf. Let me see if there's a good spot here where I can sit down. Fuck. Yeah, this'll work. Alright. So, pissing. Alright. Yeah. Let's see if I can get the camera set so it's not shaking so bad. And what if that work? Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is the Sugarloaf. It's obviously, you can see it's made out of an MB180 face piece. And it is also my entry into the r/god subreddit Discord. Hopefully soon just the Discord without the subreddit. Mask making contest. It's pretty good. I've added some pretty interesting features to it. One of the things I'd like to address first, less as self-defense but more making a point of fact, is that you can see there are a lot of zip ties on this mask. I did that mostly because over the last 2 weeks I've been messing with it a lot. And I got really tired of wire twisting it or trying to fit. There's these little metal slips that are supposed to go in there, but they break in half really easily, and I didn't want to break those until I was sure I was done with what I was doing. And even last night I was up till like 3 messing with it, so it's just zip ties for now. Tough shit. Anyway, there's been a lot of changes to it, as you notice. There's no actual, well, there's one piece of original hardware on the mask. Check the camera there, yeah, that's perfect. Which is this. That's the blanking plug for that side. That's literally the only physical component that's still left. I think even the anti-fog retaining springs are from another mask. Going on to the components, obviously we have some parts from the M80 face piece. I like the blackened lens wraps more. The mask's hardware itself, these two, camera check, yeah, These two parts are actually from a German M62. I really like them, and I like how they hold on to the mask. I think they look a little bit better than the normal stuff if you're trying to get away from that. This blanking plug here is from my Swedish Forsheda F2, and then this is actually from a French A&P M53, I think. It's the one that Duke had that was really sun-blackened. He loaned that to me, and I took it. Actually, he gave it to me because he didn't want it. So I took that off for use. I can put it on just as easy. And the head harness is from a Chinese industrial. It's probably one of the most comfortable 5-point mesh head harnesses I've ever used. My only real complaint about the comfort of this mask is the face piece is a size too small. But that's my fault, and I'll probably buy another one later and work on it some more. This one's already had some changes to it that I'm still thinking about again, because I did sand off the drinking tube holder, which I'm not sure if that was a great idea, because I'm using this port for something else, but we'll get to all that. So, also you can see I've used a plug from an OZK suit right there to block that off, and I'll get to that in a second, like I said. Now the inside of the mask is probably my favorite work that I've done on this thing, which is the installation of TISO tubes. Is that going to come through? Not really. Let me turn the light on the camera. So, go there. Alright, hopefully you can see it better now. You can see with a little bit of difficulty the TISO tubes there. Those are just wired onto a Wilson, or sorry, taped onto a Wilson thing that's attached to the piss and vinegar, the M62. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. There we go. Maybe you can see them better now. And those actually work pretty well. I did have a little bit of air resistance issues, so I did have to cut notches in them. But that makes it work a lot better. Now, the other really neat thing about this face piece is that it's actually rebreather compatible, which is something I pride myself on, because that's a feature that even the, say the Avon FM53 and 54, they say that they are, but we don't have any actual evidence to that point. We haven't seen them in use with one, and this one is very easily compatible. I actually have photos of it hooked up to my mom's in-law. Now, the way that you do that is, with all rebreather masks, really, is that it has to be a complete circuit. So air goes in, air goes out. It can't go through the exhale. It has to actually go back into the system from which it came. Now, to that end, it's very simple in this mask. You tape over this exhale, which is rather easy. I think a child could do it. If you let your children have electrical tape, which I don't know if you want to. It's dangerous stuff. So, you tape over this, and it's really simple. You come in here, and you pop out this. Oh no, look at that. Pop that out. Obviously, you take off your blanking plug. And then, it is basically rebreather ready. Because air comes in here, air goes out there. Simple as that. Which is something the 53 cannot do because their fancy self-sealing... No, they don't have self-sealing ports. Maybe they do. I don't know. I haven't handled a 53 since like the late 1970s, so maybe they changed them a little bit. But it's obviously, this is a jank as shit setup, but I really like it. Also, I'd like to say for any of you thinking about working on masks, really take a moment and consider how much more aesthetic this face piece is without the big exhale on it. I like it a lot more. It looks a lot more compact. Just a lot nicer. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, Moulage, why do you still have this plug here? Why don't you fill that in? And I have a very good answer for that. Which is something I think you, ladies and gentlemen, will enjoy. Ladies, gentlemen, and catfish, I should say. Oh, very neat. I've actually forgotten a component. Well, I don't have my full speakeasy here, but I will say that this port, and I have photos of it, I'll probably link them in the comments, is just the right size, that when you have the microphone portion of a speakeasy unit, you can hook it in right there, and then use that speakeasy unit. So it has a VPU. The next thing that I'll probably do, once I get the cash, is figure out how to And if I get a second blanking plug, I'm going to figure out how to make this into a drinking device. And I'm going to write a very nicely worded letter to Scott and Avon, telling them to hire me, or I will continue to do things like this, or consider going to work for the Russian government, making masks that are obviously superior to theirs technically. That's really it, I guess. Like I said, it's called the Sugarloaf. It's based off a size 1 MB180, and yeah, this is not the first custom mask that I did. Obviously, some of you probably saw the Hungarian 71M video. I don't know how many people watch a lot of my videos, but I will say right now, that mask was a modification. It was not real. And please do not contact me trying to buy it, especially if you're from a Hungarian museum or a Hungarian collector, because I'm sorry, guys, I'm not trying to deceive you here. Anyway, that's really it for this. So I'm going to pack this up. And, yeah, thanks for watching. And don't get lost on your way back out of the woods.